That's one of the big common sense factors when it relates to those decisions, whether to go for it or kick a field goal, for example. And Dean Pease, the Falcons defensive coordinator, explained this very well earlier this year. You ask me, do I go for it or do I kick? Well, what's the score of the game? Is it 41-38 or is it 3-3? How are we doing? How are the teams moving the ball? Do I need those points?
Right.
Am I getting points easily? That's all something that needs to be factored into it, and that's why the right person to make the decision is an experienced, seasoned coach who has been through, personally, reps and reps and reps with their own individual brain as the computer that takes in all the factors, not just the numbers, but the feel. There's just a feel. There's a feel that is undeniable. It is unquantifiable, but undeniable. The feel of the game. And the feel of the moment, you put the Patriots down 9 going into the half.
Exactly.
And maybe you have them on the ropes. And maybe you can spark some disarray. And maybe we can get some more gifs of Mac Jones shouting the F-bomb because the offense
they were
isn't
reeling
working the way they wanted to.
Exactly.
And they're feeling the heat.
Yes.
They had extra time to get ready for this game. And, the storm clouds in New England, we haven't really hit this nationally. But I know enough from talking to Tom Curran of NBC Sports Boston. Number one, he's rattling the cage for the possibility of change in New England after this year. Big change, coach change. And I don't think he's getting a lot of pushback from one Patriot place about it. So, if the Patriots had lost last night, I was getting ready to shine a big old light on this possibility that Bill Belichick could be on borrowed time in New England. As crazy as that sounds, when you got one of the guys up there that's been covering the teams for years that is saying it, and he's not getting any "are you high" from the team, it tells you there may be something going on. And it's not like it gets easy for the Patriots. They stay out on the West Coast. They've got the Raiders this weekend. They play the Bengals at home Christmas Eve. They have the Dolphins New Year's Day, and then they have to go to Buffalo to end the season. Just because they have put themselves back on the right portion of the graphic for the playoff position in the AFC, it's a tenuous hold for the Patriots at 7-6. They're still in last place in the division, tied with the New York Jets.
Yeah.
And where it goes from here hinges on the final 4 games of the season. But you're right, Chris, to your point. The Cardinals had a chance to make it even harder for the Patriots.
Right, and add all that pressure you talked about.
And they made it easier for them. That's right, because they're feeling that's very real. That's part of the undeniable but unquantifiable. You're feeling that extra pressure because, as they were saying, it's going to be a long flight home, but they're not flying home. They're staying out there. So it's a short flight. It's still a long, short flight to Las Vegas, or bus drive, as the case may be, if you lose that game to the Cardinals, because of the 4 games left on your schedule, especially when Kyler Murray exits on the 3rd offensive snap of the game, you know it's going to get harder, and this is one that you have to have.
Exactly right.
So the pressure would have, and this, hey, Chris, this is why you hire coaches with not just college coaching experience, but NFL coaching experience that maybe have a better understanding of the right, just instinctive, the right decision to make in that spot.
To me, that was it. And just, you explained it right, too. I mean, yeah, and then the Patriots feeling the pressure of the season and everything, and, whoa, we're losing to Colt McCoy, and, yeah, things weren't smooth by any stretch of the imagination with, we had one drive where they hit a few good passes, broke 2 good runs. Other than that, the Patriots offense had nothing going. That's where it made no sense. You can kick a field goal there at snap, 32 seconds. It would have been 49-yard field goal. I know Prater had missed a 50-yard field goal before that. Prater's he's one of the best kickers in the history of the NFL. Okay, he's not going to, the chances of him missing that again, and we saw him make other field goals, I find it unlikely. That can't be the reason. It's just that Cliff Kingsbury is one of the league leaders in just going for it in 4th down because he's playing a college-style, Big 12, Mike Leach type of football that, hey, is cool in the Big 12, but it's not going to work in the NFL that way. And, yeah, that was just a moment where kick it. There's 27 seconds on the clock. Patriots are going to get the kick return. They're going to be in the mid-20s there, and it's going to take a miraculous play for them to get in field goal position and have a time there. So I did not understand that decision. And, the Patriots, for all we said, hey, they won 27-13. They're 7-6, like you said. They're in the playoffs. Things, are solid. But it's hard to watch them last night and sit there and really think that they're like a real juggernaut, or to look at them and go, I don't know, Mike, and you push back if you don't agree with me, or look at them and go, oh, they have a chance to, maybe come together and make a run here in the playoffs and win a game or two. The defense is overrated. The offense is average. They're getting it done. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat on the schedule for the most part, but I don't know. The more it goes along here, I'm kind of with you. I don't know if they really are a playoff football team when all's said and done. And I think the Patriot fan base is, frustrated with things up there.
I'll address that point in a second. But before that, I do need to make this observation. We've been working together for more than 5 years, and there's something this morning that I haven't noticed before. I think you've self-corrected on the fly. If we had a counter at the bottom of the screen, it would be up to at least 4 now, where field goal has come out for you, field gold, with a D on the end of goal.
Okay.
You've changed it, though. I think you recognized it the last time you did it, consciously or not.
No, I did not. Yeah, I did not.
You have pivoted back to field goal.
Okay.
But it was field gold. It was field gold. I kind of like field gold better than, because the touchdown, you own the gold. The field goal, you get to feel the gold. So I kind of like that.
Okay, thank you.
As an alternative to field goal.
Yeah.
You're feeling the gold.
Feeling
you're not
the gold.
keeping it. You're just feeling
Maybe that'll get them to stop being aggressive.
Right.
They'll feel better about it. You're feeling gold. Look at this.
Just
you don't
feel
have
gold.
to be aggressive.
Just feel gold. You don't have to own it and have someone steal your gold. The defense is good, not great.
Right.
The offense is bad, not good.
Yeah.
And we see the offense continuing to spot. The injuries didn't help, but still, this Frankenstein monster approach to offensive coaching is not working. With Matt Patricia in this undefined role, offensive line coach, but he's also calling the plays. Joe Judge, quarterback's coach. Although my understanding is Matt Patricia is working with the quarterbacks more. I heard a cynical opinion last night from someone who thinks Matt Patricia is doing way more than his job title would suggest for one reason and one reason only. It justifies the Patriots paying him peanuts and the Lions paying the rest of his salary. That if he had a title that properly reflected everything he's doing for the Patriots, they would be unable to pay him whatever they're paying him, which offsets dollar for dollar what the Lions owe him. And you know what? That's probably not a crazy take that the Patriots would do that, because it's not exactly bad business if you can get away with it. They found themselves in a pissing contest with Arkansas a year or two ago over Brett Bielema when he was fired, and he went there and they put him to work, and the allegation was they weren't paying him enough because he was getting his buyout. So anyway, Matt Patricia's fingerprints are all over that offense. And the problem is they're not good fingerprints. They continue to be not where they need to be. Now, I don't know whether this is part of an effort of we're just grooming this guy to become an offensive guru and it's a work in progress and we're willing to take some lumps this year. That may be Bill Belichick's calculation. I got 6 Super Bowl wins. I can have a down year if I want to. I can have a year where people are like, why the hell do you have a former defensive coordinator running your offense after Josh McDaniels? And maybe by next year it'll make more sense. It's kind of an apprenticeship for Matt Patricia to become the next Josh McDaniels, or maybe eventually the next head coach of the Patriots once Bill Belichick is done. But to your point, they're not good enough to get hot in January.
No, right.
I don't want to count out the institutional value of being in the playoffs as often as they've been and winning Super Bowls.
That's what's scary.
So the Tom Brady mindset.
Right.
They've been there so many times, they're not going to freak out.
Yes,
you know, you get if the Patriots cross paths with the Dolphins, the Patriots are less likely to freak out in that moment. Even the Bills, you know, if the Bills don't beat you by 30 and it's close in the fourth quarter, who's more likely to freak out? Not Bill Belichick. So there's value there. But I think they end up, you know, losing by 17, 20, 24 points to someone because a better team is going to know like the Cardinals should have done last night, put them out of your misery before they can turn it around. Put them down so far that Belichick can't do some crazy genius coaching thing to take the game away from you in the fourth quarter. Right. You got to put them out early. That's and I think there are teams good enough to do that in the AFC relative to where the Patriots are. So I think we're in complete agreement on that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. I mean, again. Yeah. I mean, it's all. You're right. That's the only thing that scares you. The institutional just fear of the Patriots have been here, done that, and oh no, what are they going to do? Bill, it's a playoff game. What special game plan are they going to come up with? But that's the thing that I think that jumps out too about the Patriots in general as well. When I watch them and you watch them all together, yeah, I mean, Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, yeah, they're good coaches. Sure, they can give you a lot of good details within the offense, but to think that, again, it's going to be creative and next level type of offense with guys that have no experience in that field, it's crazy. It's one of the weirdest moves we've seen in coaching this year, other than Frank Reich getting fired for Jeff Saturday getting hired. I mean, really, this is the second weirdest move there is out there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.